Hello, and welcome to the New Jersey Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. We are so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. Each will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but they'll be around for the entire session to answer any questions. My name is Daisha, and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, I have a few housekeeping items to share. First, your camera and your microphone are off, so panelists will not be able to see or hear you, but you can use the Q&A function on your screen to type any questions to our presenters at any time. This is one of many sessions happening today, as well as sessions occurring tomorrow, so please check the schedule on the website for any additional sessions you're interested in. The presentation tonight is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/New Jersey. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, Arcadia University.
All right, hello everyone. I'm just gonna quickly share my screen and hope that it works. Hoping that went through well. But let's get started because we do have a limited time. So I'm Delia Sarmiento. I'm an admissions counselor at Arcadia University. I do want to highlight some ranks that we're proud of. We have been named among the best colleges in the Northeast from the Princeton Review, recognized for our academic excellence, innovation, accessibility by US News, and have been nationally ranked for the last 10 out of 12 years for our study abroad participation from the Institute of International Education. We are a relatively small school ranging about 1,800 undergraduate students and about 1,200 grad students. We do have over 65 fields of study, from biology to art history to education to political science. Kind of bringing it back to our small campus, our average class size is about 14, meaning that we look more like your traditional high school classroom instead of a giant lecture hall. So you do get to know who your professors are, they get to know you, and you get to know your fellow classmates as well. We offer 26 varsity sports. We just finished our inauguration year for our men's and women's ice hockey team, as well as our track and field. We also do have, your more traditional sports, soccer, lacrosse, basketball, volleyball, as well as esports. Since we are a small campus community, it does feel like a second home to a lot of our students. It's very nice to be able to roll out of bed 5 minutes before your class starts and still be on time for your whatever class you have. Since we're kind of in a circle layout, it's probably my favorite thing about campus, honestly. But we do have a good relationship with the Glenside area that we are located in. This picture is from our food truck festival. And we kind of make it a whole night event where we gather students on campus and then march down to the food truck festival that's held by the Glenside community and have a good time eating to our heart's content and hanging out with our friends. But beyond that, obviously, we do have a close distance to Center City, Philadelphia. It's only a 20 to 30-minute train ride. But to highlight our study abroad participations, we do offer a wide variety ranging from your time as a first-year student all the way up to your senior year, if you can work that out with your advisor. Our preview classes, first-year study abroad experiences, second-year study abroad experience, and then your traditional study abroad. And this all kind of culminates to giving you resources and access to becoming the best students you want to be, the people that you want to be, and set you up for success at the end of your graduation, right? Since this is the LGBTQIA spot, I do want to highlight our Pride Club, our first year seminars that we offer to students, the coming out, MF or other questioning gender, our body talk seminars. These are all classes and spaces where students can broaden their own horizons, but also, speak about their own experiences and their own identities or lack thereof. This is also our gender and sexuality studies minor, as well as I do want to highlight our Center for Teaching, Learning, and Mentoring, which is a student, faculty, and staff collaboration initiative in order to bring change, campus culture change, and actually see it through and follow it through as we, open to new ideas on campus. This kind of all results in a very successful student who graduates with the class of 2018, 2019, and 2020. Our average percent of students who started their jobs or careers or went off to grad school or anything after graduation is 94%. It is a bit lower than our previous years just because of, the global pandemic in 2020, but we are seeing an increase with our new statistics. And to kind of wrap this all up, obviously your application is the most important part of your college search. We are rolling admissions. We do review your application with anything that you can provide for us. We do require your application, your transcripts, a recommendation letter, but we are test optional, and you can upload anything that you can give us, a resume, volunteer work, anything that shows us who you are as a person, not just as a student. We will take that into account. And to pass it off to whoever's after me, if you have any further questions, feel free to look us up on social media or a quick Google search, and I will stop sharing my screen and we can go on to the next school.
Thank you, Arcadia University. Our next presenter is Central Connecticut State University.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Francesca Testa. I am one of our assistant directors of admissions and enrollment at Central Connecticut State University. And so for those of you who might not know where we're located or a little bit about us, so we are located in New Britain, Connecticut, which is about 10-15 minutes south of Hartford, Connecticut. So from northern New Jersey area, it's about 90 minutes or so. Right now, we have just under 10,000 total students. We are the largest of the 4 Connecticut State University schools in Connecticut. But we do have students from 32 other states, 40 countries. We have a very diverse population on campus as well. And even though we have about 10,000 students or so on campus, I think it's really important to note that our faculty to student ratio is still very individualized. Right now, it's about 1 to 14, and that is a true ratio, which means that we don't have any teaching assistants or graduate assistants who are teaching these courses. It kind of gives you that rapport with your faculty. Whomever you sign up to take that class with, that's who you're going to have. And our average class size is about 25 students. That does fluctuate between majors, but we do try to, again, keep those class sizes relatively small, none of those really large lecture experiences. We have just over 100 different academic programs that we split up into 4 schools. We have our School of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences, which houses all of our main arts and science programs: visual performing arts, hospitality, tourism. We have an AACSB accredited business school. We also have a School of Education and Professional Studies. And then lastly, we have a School of Engineering, Science, and Technology. So we have a lot to offer, both hands-on, the arts, professional licensing programs. So depending on what you're interested in doing, hopefully we can find a match for you at Central. One of the other things I really wanted to point out is that we do have over 150 different active clubs and organizations on campus. We're also a Division I athletic school, and we do have a variety of cultural and identity centers. So we have our Latin American and Caribbean Association, we have our Africana Center, and of course, we also have our LGBTQ+ center on campus as well. We offer 3 different study abroad programs, which are actually quite broad. We have our traditional study abroad, which is an entire semester. We have a course abroad, which is much shorter, about 7 to 21 days. And then we also offer a passport to global citizenship option for students who really just want that cultural immersion experience. These are also just a couple highlights for our internship and co-op programs. Being located close to Hartford, Connecticut, we have access to some very large organizations, but also more local and mom and pop shops as well. The other cool thing about Central is that we now offer a discount tuition rate to all New York and New Jersey students, in addition to our New England residents. So you'll see here where it says New England resident tuition and fees, that's going to be about $14,000 per year, as opposed to the traditional out-of-state, which is almost $25,000. So we do offer a considerable discount for students from New Jersey. We do offer merit scholarships as well as our honors program scholarships. Honors program scholarships at Central, you do have to apply for, but merit scholarships, you don't. You'll automatically be considered for those. We recommend everyone file the FAFSA. Our priority deadline is March 1st, and this puts you into all the running for all of those loans, grants, and work study money. We also offer an LGBTQ+ scholarship on campus as well. We're a Common App school. We also offer our own application. So depending on how you'd like to apply is up to you. We are a rolling admissions institution, so we will take applications beginning in August, and we will continue to review and make decisions all the way up until next May 1st. On the left are just a couple of our required documents. Our application, of course, our application fee or fee waiver, it is $50, high school transcript, essay, 2 letters of recommendation, and our SAT scores or ACT scores are optional. You are welcome to send them or not for any of our programs. This is our average profile for admission. If you do send scores, we're looking at about a 1080 on the SAT, about a 22 on the ACT, and our average grade point average is between a 3.0 and a 3.2. This is weighted out of a 4.0 scale. So if your school does not go ahead and weight or put it on a 4.0 scale, we will go ahead and do that for you. And lastly, I just wanted to highlight our transfer credit process because I think students more and more these days, especially during COVID, are coming out with more AP scores, but also other college credit that they may have done over the summer or while they were in high school. We will accept all of this transfer credit from an accredited institution. You just have to earn a C- or higher in a course or earn a score of a 3 or higher on most AP exams. And then we'd go ahead, grab your transcripts, send them over, and we can go ahead and award you credit. And lastly, I just wanted to point out too that we are doing on-campus visits. We will have those continuing at Central across the summer. And then of course, next fall and spring as well. So if you're interested in checking out the campus and you wanted to make it down, you're welcome to come in person and sign up online. But we also do have a really robust virtual tour if you can't make it to campus or just kind of want to check it out maybe before next school year. If you have any questions or anything, I will go ahead and put my information into the chat at the end after all the presenters have gone. But these are just some of our locations where you might be able to find us online or on social media in case you had any questions. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Central Connecticut State. Our next presenter is New Jersey Institute of Technology.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tony Jackson. I am the Director of Student Recruitment at the university. I'm joined this evening by my colleague in the office, the Dean of Students Office, Sean Dowd. He is our Associate Dean of Students, and we collectively will be interacting with you tonight and answering any questions that you have regarding the university. Should anyone like to get in contact with me, I can be reached by email at tonyj@njit.edu, or my direct phone would be 973-596-5786. Let's talk a little bit about NJIT. At a quick glance, we have a total enrollment at the university of 11,600 students. And of that population, 9,000 students make up our undergraduate class at NJIT. We're a very diverse campus. We have students from 40 different states in the union and 79 different countries. And so we like to tell students who are interested in us that we look like the world. So you can come and sit next to someone from anywhere in the United States or anywhere around the entire world. Here's what others are saying about us. We're well known for bringing some of the best and brightest minds into the work world. We're #1 in student upward economic mobility, meaning that students typically come to us and take advantage of our curriculum and different resources available to them and get some of the best starting salaries nationally. And those starting salaries are also not just students who are graduating, but also throughout our alums careers. And so we see people getting great salary offers. We are a very good bang for your buck. So for every dollar that's spent at NJIT, you're going to receive a very good starting salary. In fact, last year's graduating class had an average starting salary of about $65,000. We're always noted as one of the top schools in the state of New Jersey, as well as nationally. We have top 50 rankings in both the Princeton Review and U.S. News and World Reports. A quick academic overview. I mentioned we have 9,000 undergraduates on campus. Even with that, we have a very nice student-faculty ratio of 15:1. Average class size across our curriculum is about 25. So depending on your major, that can be a bit higher or a little lower. 98% of our faculty hold the highest degree in their field of instruction. And they also come to us with a great deal of industry experience. So our students get exposed to some of the best minds around the world. And then all of our programs have all the appropriate accreditation from the appropriate accreditation body or commission. So see, these 6 different colleges make up our campus in University Heights, Newark, New Jersey. We have 6 total colleges, 5 are academic, and we have 1 honors college, which houses our honors program. Our honors program will allow students to be admitted into the university in any of the programs that we offer. There's a more lofty requirement for admissions into the honors program, but students can go into any of our different majors. And so our business-oriented programs are offered through our Untitled School of Management. For students interested in architecture and design, that's done through the Hilliard College of Architecture and Design. Our College and Science and Liberal Arts houses programs in communications, the applied science, mathematics, so forth. For students interested in programming, be it computer science, information systems, or IT, we offer the Yingwell College of Computing. The cornerstone of the university is our engineering program. That's done through the Newark College of Engineering, where we house our engineering programs and engineering technology. And as I mentioned earlier, the Albert Dorman Honors College, not an academic offering, but where our students come to have the Honors College experience. Here's some new and accelerated programs at the university and the different colleges. Note that the accelerated programs will require students to be formally admitted into the Honors College. That's the only way to get to participate in those programs. And here's some advantages to being admitted into the university through the Albert Dorman Honors College. Again, students who come to the Honors College, all students actually admitted at the university will receive a scholarship offer, but the very best scholarship opportunities last and reside with students in the Albert Dorman Honors College. They could receive up to a full ride at NJIT. We are a Carnegie Classified Research 1 institution. We're one of 3 universities in the state of New Jersey that holds that designation. So if this is something that you want to have as a part of your undergraduate experience, we're a great place for that. We currently do over $160 million in research activity annually. And so we have that available to any student that wants to have any research experience while they're enrolled. We have a fantastic makerspace open to our students, particularly students who are studying in our engineering curriculums, and they can go there and create something. They'll hold that intellectual property for anything that's created. It's a fantastic facility. I'll put a link to it in the chat later on so you can have a look at it for yourself. Campus life, we have a very rigorous, obviously, academic requirements in our curricula, but we also have a very avid and vibrant student life experience. We have over 140 clubs and organizations, Division I athletics with 19 different sports, and we currently participate in the American East Conference. If Greek life is something you want to follow, we have 23 fraternities and sororities, as well as some other things that students can get involved with outside of the classroom. We do have housing and dining on campus. We currently have 6 up and running residence halls on campus. The 7 is being constructed as we speak. Maple Hall will be online this coming September, and that'll give us a total of 7 residence halls. Very beautiful and vibrant, comfortable living areas on campus, from suite styles to traditional college setups to apartments, which is typically housed by upperclassmen and graduate students, as well as different eateries in and around our campus. And so there's really no need to leave the campus for food or anything like that. But if so, you can visit the city of Newark for some different eateries not very far from the campus. We're a great place to come for learning opportunities outside the classroom, be it study abroad, which is a very avid program. We recommend students take advantage of that. And certainly cooperative education experiences is something that we strongly recommend, particularly when you're preparing and getting ready to go out to the work world. I'll step away right now and look forward to interacting with you. Let me stop sharing my screen and feel free to send any questions our way.
Thank you, New Jersey Institute of Technology. Our next presenter is Northern Illinois University.
All right, my name is Betty Madison Ferris. I am a freshman admissions counselor at Northern Illinois University. I use she, her, and they, them pronouns, and I'll tell you a little bit about our campus. So first of all, we're located in DeKalb, Illinois. DeKalb is about an hour west of Chicago. So for those of you who are wanting to get an experience close to the city, we are definitely accessible in that way. We have about 17,000 students on our campus, so we are a mid-sized school. Average class size is about 24 students, so pretty similar to a high school class as well. And then we do have a lot of different opportunities, as well as research-based, as well as social-based, things like that. So a lot of different things that you all can get involved in. We are a Division I school as well. So we have 16 different athletics teams and sports. We're part of the Mid-American Conference, or the MAC Conference. Even if you all are interested in any club sports, intramural sports, anything like that, you can participate in those as a student here at NIU. These are the sports that we do currently have. So if you are looking to attend any home games, they're free for students. You can also receive discounted tickets for family and friends if you wanted to bring any other folks to those games with you as well. Just a quick fast fact, NIU also does have 75 different countries where our students can study abroad. So that's anywhere from a spring semester, fall semester, or a full year. You can also use financial aid and scholarships to study abroad, so no need to worry about how that's going to transfer over. If you're looking to get that experience, you can do that for however long you like and bring all of that financial aid with you. As far as athletics or academics go, we have 100 different majors in our 6 undergraduate colleges. That includes liberal arts and sciences, engineering, education, business, health and human sciences, as well as visual and performing arts. So some majors that may be of interest to LGBTQ folks, we do have a women and gender studies major and minor. We have minors in LGBTQ studies, but you can also supplement any of these experiences with majors like history, mathematics, healthcare, you name it, you can probably add that onto your program here. This is our student profile as of last year, fall 2021. So we have about 45% students of different racial and ethnic backgrounds at NIU. Right now, we're about half and half folks who identify as men and women. However, those details can change as we're gathering more information about students with different gender orientations, gender expressions, excuse me, here at NIU. And we're also 50% of our students are first generation. So we are a big supporter of first gen students here. I myself am a first gen student. So if you do have that experience, no worries. There's always someone we can connect you with and make sure that you're able to be supported in that experience as well. Even if you don't necessarily study abroad, NIU has over 700 different students from international countries, different places outside the US. So even if you didn't necessarily study abroad, you can engage with different folks from different cultures, different communities, and have some exchange of culture in that way as well. We also do have several different cultural resource centers at NIU. They are everything from our Asian American Center, Center for Black Studies, our Gender and Sexuality Resource Center, Latino Resource Center, Disability Resource Center, Military and Veteran Services, as well as Office of Undocumented Student Support. We also are one of the first schools in the state of Illinois to have an office for undocumented student support. So we want to make sure that folks of all backgrounds and experiences are supported here at NIU. With the Gender and Sexuality Resource Center, there's experiences where students can participate in different advocacy programs. So through our transaction task force, as well as our speakers bureau, you can kind of participate in educating the NIU community about LGBTQ experiences and how to be better allies and better of support to those folks. As far as student orgs go, NIU has over 300 different student organizations on campus. So everything from Greek fraternities and sororities to academic and professional honor societies, as well as just social opportunities. You have that space at NIU. You can also participate in our LGBTQ student organization PRISM, which I am the advisor. So if you all have any questions for me, we also do have several different presidential commissions, including gender and sexual orientation, that advises the president as well. As far as life on campus, some residence halls where students do have the opportunity to live in. You're a student here at NIU. We also do have LGBTQ floor for students at NIU. So if you all wanted to live in an LGBTQ community or you are an ally of that community, you have the opportunity to share space, connect with different faculty and staff, and do that while you're living on campus that first year. We also do have special interest communities for different backgrounds and experiences, majors, minors, things like that. So you can do that both within your major and also as a social aspect. And generally, NIU has several different opportunities for some fun on campus. So you on football school, so you have homecoming, you have welcome days where you can participate in different shopping around for student organizations, family weekend, you can bring your family out to campus and spend some time with them. And then I'll just quickly jump through to, if you are NIU website, we don't require any test scores, no application fee. So any students with a 3.0 or higher, you're generally guaranteed admission to NIU. And then additionally, if you all are looking to add your preferred names, anything like that to our application, you can do that. Just be aware that some of those communications may go to parents, so you can share that preferred name after you're admitted or anything, but I'll leave it here if anybody has any questions and I'll hand it over. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, NIU. Our final presenter is University of New Hampshire.
There we go. I lost my unmute button. Hi, everyone. My name is Leah Kupperman, and I'm one of the assistant directors of admissions here at the University of New Hampshire. UNH is a medium-sized public research institution, and we are located in the southeast corner of New Hampshire. We're the biggest star in that corner there. And our location is pretty unique because we are only about an hour north of Boston. We're an hour south of Portland, Maine. We're 20-25 minutes away from the beaches. We're 1 to 2 hours away from the White Mountain region of New Hampshire. So our location sets students up for all of the fun aspects of college: hiking, skiing, snowboarding, surfing, going down to Boston for a concert, heading up to Portland, Maine to explore a new city for the day. We have an Amtrak train station right on campus that takes students, again, the hour up or down to Portland and Boston. But our location really sets students up for unique academic opportunities as well. So we have students down in Boston doing internships. We have students physically out in the Atlantic Ocean doing hands-on research, wildlife conservation students, outdoor education students up in the White Mountains, using the surrounding area as an extension of their classroom. At UNH, we have about 12,500 to 13,000 undergrad students with about 2,400 grad students. I really like the difference between those two numbers because while 2,400 is not a small number, the difference in those two numbers, you can really tell that we're focused on our undergrad population, and most of the resources and support systems and opportunities on campus are all going to be geared towards that undergrad experience. 13,000 is still a really big number, so we can break it down even further. Our average class size is only about 35 students. At UNH, you will have some of those larger lecture style courses. Some of our classes range in size from 100 to maybe 250 students, but most of the time those lectures are going to break down into a smaller lab group or discussion group that's going to be capped at 25. So you'll still have that smaller educational experience. We also have a student to faculty ratio of only about 16:1. So even on a bigger campus, you still have that opportunity to get to know your professors and again, have those manageable learning environments. We have over 100 different majors housed in 5 different college divisions. So the College of Liberal Arts, College of Life Sciences and Agriculture, College of Health and Human Services, College of Engineering and Physical Sciences, and the Paul College of Business and Economics. A few things I really like about the way our academics are structured is that you can come in undeclared within any of our 5 college divisions. You don't have to declare a major until the end of your sophomore year, and you can easily add a double major or a minor or just take classes all throughout the university, as UNH is really set up to help students navigate figuring out what they want to study. A lot of our students do come in undeclared, and also are really good at allowing students to create an education that's going to be unique to them and their interest and their goals. We are a land, sea, and space grant institution, and we're actually one of 20 in the entire country that hold all 3 designations. We are also an R1 research university. As was shared earlier, that's a Carnegie recognition for the level of research coming out of UNH. There's really strong research happening across all 5 different college divisions, and that's something that students can get involved in as early as their first semester, if that's an opportunity that you'd like to build into your 4 years on a college campus. Speaking a little bit about student life on campus, UNH is a really community-driven school. We say that we're not really a suitcase school. Students aren't going home on the weekend. Students are getting involved, making a community, making a home for themselves on campus. Our campus is kind of what you picture as a New England college town with a lot of green space to hang out and to be outside. We have over 200 acres of college woods right on our campus. We have a really great college town in Durham, New Hampshire, that's about a 5-minute walk from campus. We also have D1 athletics and over 250 clubs and orgs. So there's a lot of different ways to get involved on campus. Some resources for LGBTQIA+ students on campus is we have the Bogart Center, which is kind of our umbrella student org for a lot of different diversity organizations on campus. We have gender inclusive housing. We have a lot of support, whether that's counseling support or whether that's medical or health services for students who might be transitioning. We have our chosen name policy. We have a lot of different events, especially during April, on campus to celebrate students and to support students and to just give students that community on campus. And then lastly, I will just leave you all with, just kidding. I will talk about our application process really quickly. Pretty regularly, our dates are November 15th for early action and February 1st for regular decision. We don't have early decision, so it's non-binding. Applying early just gets you a decision early. Similar to some other schools who have shared, we are test optional, so we require your Common App, your transcript, and your letter of recommendation. We require 1 letter, we'll accept up to 3. And your transcript is really going to be the most important part of your application. So on average, we're looking for about a 3.4, 3.5 GPA, really just what that comes down to are strong B+ grades throughout your time in high school. We also will recalculate your GPA using a weighted scale, and all students are reviewed for a merit scholarship at the time of their application. Our website has some more details on some of our college divisions, like the College of Life Sciences and Agriculture, for example, will have a few more specifications on math and science. So definitely taking a look at our website just to make sure you're taking the right classes for any majors you might be interested. And now lastly, I will leave you with my contact information. Again, my name is Leah. That is clearly not a picture of me. That is my colleague, Evan, who works with students from the New Jersey and Pennsylvania area. So as this was a New Jersey event, Evan will be your contact person, but also welcome to reach out to me. Or if you're not from the area, you can look on our website for the admissions counselor that works with your high school. Thanks for joining us.
Wonderful. Thank you, University of New Hampshire. We now have time for a question and answer section. So I'd like to invite all of our panelists to join me on video, and I will share our first question with you all. So please feel free to respond in the order you presented today. So what unique campus event or program is specific to the LGBTQ+ community at your institution?
Okay, so I think I'll go first. So I'm going to be completely honest, we are a very small campus and all of these initiatives are new to us. We do have a big population of LGBTQI students, staff, and faculty, and we are hoping to get more voices actually active on campus. One thing I would say is unique is our Mr. Beaver presentation, thing of like drag race on campus type of deal. With COVID, no one really brought it back up, but the talks before COVID was to bring that back and be more inclusive about it, because it was called Mr. Beaver, and that's not very inclusive to students at all, really, and to make it more fun. So I think that's like the big campus event that is specific to the LGBT community. And then, we have our Pride Prom as well. No, pass it on to whoever's.
Hi. So one of the things that our LGBTQ plus center hosts on campus every year is our annual Rainbow Breakfast. It's typically held closer to the end of the semester, usually in April, kind of the beginning of May, and is one of the things that our campus community really loves, but also we have outside community members and allies come to the breakfast. It's really a great time for students to kind of recognize and support the community both inside and out of our campus, and just gives an opportunity for the event to encourage and showcase a lot of our LGBTQ plus students, pride and awareness, and really just being a member of our campus community.
Who would like to go next?
I'll speak up for NJIT. Hi, everybody. My name is Sean Dowd. I serve as the Associate Dean of Students. I'm also a member at NJIT of the LGBT community, so I'm happy to provide a quick response. So each year, our student organization, it's called Spectrum, in collaboration with Student Life, puts on a drag show, fills the auditorium every single year. Great way to spotlight a part of our community and give some education behind it while having a great time. We also have what we call the LGBTQIA plus lounge every single Thursday in our campus center that invites the community, including allies, to come together for games, some board games. And JIT students are great with gaming, lots of food sponsored by each department around the university. We also have, we just took a Stonewall tour at NYC to learn about the Stonewall Inn and the fight for equality with the LGBT community. And I think also we have a graduation called Lavender Graduation every single year, which really celebrates the accomplishments of our LGBT plus students, with faculty and staff, complete with lavender stoles issued every single year, because we're just so proud of our community.
For us at NIU, we have our Lavender Graduation. So I like to highlight that as a set of accomplishments for our students. We oftentimes will bring student speakers. I was one of our speakers as well. So that's a great way to kind of have a specialized graduation ceremony for LGBTQ folks who either want to have their families attend or may not be able to have their families attend and get some of that recognition as well.
So at UNH, there's a lot of different reoccurring event series. Like in October, there's the Coming Out Week. In November, there's the UNH Gender Identity Awareness Week. And then April, also called Gapril at UNH, there's a whole month of events, and LGBTQ Pancake Breakfast that is an annual event that really celebrates the community and the different accomplishments that happen on campus that year. And there are recognitions and awards for staff and students, and also usually the drag ball happens in April as well. So kind of throughout the year, there are some reoccurring series and speakers, both from our community, but also we'll bring in speakers from the outside community, and then some popular events that, like we said, the Pancake Breakfast and the drag ball that reoccur every year that students are always really looking forward to.
Awesome. Some exciting programming you all have there. My next question for you all, which will probably be our last question for tonight, is why should an LGBTQ plus student or ally choose your institution?
I'll jump in. I'll take the lead. So NJIT just completed a campus climate survey, I think, which is really important, right? And those outcomes of those conversations are really going to better enable the university to develop programs and policies that will increase inclusivity in areas deemed by the community to be potentially problematic, and to enhance the current programs and policies that were successfully meeting those needs, right? We also have a really, really robust LGBT plus student organization. I advise, I'll be proud in that regard, that does constant programming on a weekly basis for students, understanding that we have a diverse community and we need to meet those needs overall. There are policies that prefer name change policy, certainly Title IX, which we enforce and educate our faculty and staff, support students who identify through sexual orientation and gender identity. We have a drop-in group with Counseling Center for LGBT students. There's a lot of programs that are focused on matters really important to our community. And those are the things that we are really proud of.
Some of the things that we do at Central that I think, besides, of course, just working towards inclusivity overall, we provide a special scholarship for students that identify with the LGBTQ community and especially exhibit leadership and integrity. And so that's available to some of our students. And I think that we also work really hard, our LGBTQ Center, to do campus training, campus workshops. They've put together a variety of campus and community resources and created an entire gender neutral set of services that we offer, including gender neutral housing opportunities, the preferred name on all of our applications and throughout the institution. So I think one of the best things is also, actually, as Sean had just said, is really letting our students, lead and letting our students kind of be that force for change. And I think that's one of the great things about Central too.
For us at NIU, we have both of those sets of things that folks shared as well. I would note that NIU does have a 5-star on our Campus Pride Index, but we also know that means you still have some work to do. Like the accolade is one thing, but it means more to the students to be able to make that work tangible, and also make sure that we're not stopping at that accolade and continuing to, check in and make sure that the things that we're doing are actually helpful for our students. So we gain a lot of feedback from them. And I think that makes our connection to our campus community very intentional and unique in that way.
Betty kind of took the words out of my mouth. UNH does not have a 5. We have a 4.5 on the Campus Pride Index out of 5, but that puts even more, pressure on us to make it a 5 and to acknowledge what we're not doing the best at and where we have room to grow. And I think that in general, that's what UNH does a good job at, is recognizing our areas of improvement, and that our campus leadership will sit down with students and have forums and have conversations and like others have shared, really try and learn from the students. Similar to what others have shared, we have a chosen name process. We have gender inclusive housing. I was working with a student today, and I was looking on our housing website for incoming students, and there's an entire section for coming out on campus with a lot of different resources for I'm transitioning or I am transgender, and how are roommates assigned? Will my roommate be supportive? What campus resources exist? How can I alert UNH of my preferred name? So there's just a lot of different resources and a lot of learning that UNH has done and continues to do to make sure that all students are feeling supportive and supported on campus and in our community.
Not to sound like a broken record that's repeating ourselves, because I think all colleges have taken that approach to being queer inclusive in terms of their housing, preferred name policies and all that stuff. Just to highlight Arcadia's, we do have a wide variety of, I want to say, a big community. We're fondly nicknamed by students, and I also did say this as when I was a student myself, Arcadia, because of just how many people are somewhere under that umbrella of LGBTQIA+. I have it kind of like printed on a sweater that I don't wear at work because I'm not really allowed to, but I like to wear when I'm feeling good about myself. But again, the queer inclusivity and acceptability and just broadening our students' minds and being more inclusive and accepting, as well as pushing that envelope a bit, just because work is never done essentially. So I'm gonna just stop talking and bring back to whoever wants to talk again.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for sharing so much about your institution and all of the efforts you are making to become a more inclusive campus to our LGBTQ+ students. We are at time for today's session, so thank you once again for sharing. I will start sharing my screen one last time to go over a few closing notes. So thank you for our guests who joined us today. When you close the window for this session, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We do have more sessions tomorrow, so please check the schedule and sign up for more sessions you may be interested in. You'll view the recording of this session as well as all other session recordings at strivescan.com/New Jersey. Thank you once again, and we hope you have a wonderful evening.